All right, what up, though? What up, though? Happy Friday to you. What up, though? Fridays, we are back. Today's topic is what not to do when investing in Detroit. I get a lot of DMs, a lot of emails, text messages on the business line, and I'm gonna try to answer a lot of the frequently asked questions that I normally get on here. So I'll probably do like a top five or something. So first, church announcements. Real Estate Fridays is back due to y'all because I personally did not care to bring it back. And also due to JP Morgan Chase wanting to sponsor our event. So it's back. So I need y'all to pack it on out so I can get work on getting more sponsorships because the more sponsorships that I can get, the more free events I could bring to the city to educate y'all, teach y'all about real estate, teach y'all about construction and container home building and so forth. So the more sponsorships I can get, the more I can do for y'all for free as my gift back to the city or additional gift back, I should say, on top of all of the online stuff I already do. But yeah, so Real Estate Fridays is back next Friday the 28th, and we'll be going every fourth Friday until probably the fall, and then stop through the winter and then start back. I could have brought it back sooner this year, but with the weather and stuff, I knew the turnout wasn't gonna be that great. The weather supposed to be okay next week, so that should be a plus. And yeah, so it's at Detroit Pizza Bar from 7 to about 9:30 p.m. All we ask is that you come spend at least a minimum of $10 with the establishment because Detroit Pizza Bar allows us to have our events there for free. And in return, all we ask is that y'all support them, buy a drink, burners, some type of pop insert thing here. Also, there will be a free food, I believe, while it lasts. So when it's gone because whatever Chase is sponsoring and what they purchase is what they purchase. So if you don't like whatever pizza they purchase, then you'll have to purchase your own. But yep. So the topic is basically come meet your lender, which is Chase. They'll be speaking about all the different programs for Detroiters, like the first time home buyer grant that's out for 25,000, how to become a home buyer. You can ask them about what you got to do to get your credit together to be a home buyer, and whatever else questions you got, I'll be there. Emma with Detroit Title and Escrow will be there as well. Deshaun, my boy who does the container homes with 3 Squared and his own personal company, Duke Investments, he'll be there as well. And we are all sponsors for this event. So I hope to see y'all there. This is a free event. Let me know what type of topics y'all want us to go over this year since we shortened the schedule. I'll probably do a wholesaler one again because that's a pretty big one. I might have more lenders come in like we did last year. That was a really big one. Like that boy was packed. Like I gotta go back and look at the videos. Also, I am hiring for my own personal videographer because people be lying. I need somebody who know what the hell they doing, who know what they talking about, who know how to work this camera, this drone. And I ain't talking about you just started out and you want to practice with my shit. No. I need you already experienced. If you're a college student and you need college credits because you're in film school or something like that, we could work something out. I'm in the process of talking with doing something big with Henry Ford Community College, so y'all keep a lookout for that. I'm gonna see if I can get him on the platform. Also, next month's topic is going to be a good one for What Up Doe Fridays. I'll be hopefully speaking with Deanna Neely with what's her company? Detroit Voltage. She's the only licensed female electrician that I personally know, and she has an amazing program out here for Detroiters to work, get educated, learn about electrician stuff, and get a job and get paid for it. So I can't wait to talk to her about it. Hopefully, me and her can agree. I think we agreed on the date. I'm just waiting on her to confirm and like send me over her email and stuff like that and her photo so I can make a good old flyer and Canva. So with the position for the videographer, I'm basically in the process of wanting to create my own media team. So I've done exceptionally well with all the iPhones I've had over the last 14, 15 years since 2010 when I first got on Instagram and YouTube and everything, right? But I know for what I have in my mind to get it out to the public, I got so much great content ideas in my head. Like if you know me personally, my friends, I don't really sleep because my mind is always spinning. Plus, some other stuff that's another topic. But yeah. So I need a videographer, my own personal one. I need a media team, somebody to do flyers. But I think the most important person right now for me is the videographer, because I can create my own flyer still with Canva or whatever AI software here for now. And then as me and that person grows the media side of it, then I can hire or person to do flyers for events, the YouTube thumbnails, stuff like that. Or the videographer might do the thumbnails too, or I can keep creating them, whatever me and her or me and he all already agree with. So hit me up 313-288-8051. You can call or text. Not right now because it's almost 10 o'clock. But yeah, or shoot me a DM. If you have a site or somewhere where I can see your work, I'm gonna need to see that. Or we can do a test run video and we go from there, or whatever we agree to. So that's that. That's all my church announcements for now. Um, yeah, I think that's it. So let's get this going. So today's topic: what not to do when investing in Detroit. So, excuse me. The very first thing you need to not do, is not send a contractor 100% of whatever the contract agreement is. So if the contract is for 100,000, don't you send him or her $100,000. You're gonna do draw payments, which is basically how can I word this in layman's terms? A draw is basically a payment, like you're doing a payment plan. You're breaking it up into 2 payments, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So it depends on the size of the contract, depends on how many draw payments I do. If you a first time customer or client of mine, I'm going to ask for 50 to 70% up front. You don't have to do that, which means you don't have to hire me, because I've got burnt so much to where I'm not getting burnt no more. So that's that. So we gonna agree to minimum of 50%, but normally I ask for 70, especially if I don't. But let me rephrase this: if I don't get a good vibe from that person, I won't do the job at all. Like, I've been listening to my gut, and I also told myself going forward, I'm always going with my first mind. Cause when I don't go with my first mind, shit do not be working out for me. And I'm going with my first mind, like my mom always told us: go with your first mind. And if you go somewhere and it don't feel right, always leave. That's your first man. So that's that. So that's the first thing I'm gonna say is, do not send your contractor 100% of the money. Now, if it's somebody you don't work with over the years, maybe, but that's still kind of skeptical, because people can change on you at the drop of a dime. Like, I done had clients flip on me, and now we got to go to court. So that's another subject. But I've had clients send me 100%. And if it's people I've worked with over the years, then that just moves you to the front of the rehab line, and I'm just gonna get done with your job faster. What else? Number two, do not hire a contractor who is not licensed, especially if you have them doing something like an addition to your property, to where like they tearing down the exterior wall and adding on a new part of the house. Please hire somebody that's licensed. Hire somebody that's insured. And for addition, they might need to be bonded. I would suggest they be bonded as well. So when somebody is bonded, that, and then it depends on what type of bond. You have performance bond. You have what's the other one? I can't think right now. Type of contract amount. It's like three, I think. Actually, it's a few. So yeah, you got a bid bond, a maintenance bond, supply bond, payment, subdivision, site improvement, performance, or contract bond. So typically in my field, it's going to be either a payment bond or a performance bond. I suggest that you have them get a performance and a payment bond if you're doing an addition to a property, or like a lot of people are starting to tear down the bungalow part, like on the big 2 family flats, like over by Virginia Park. They tearing down the third floor, like where the attic and stuff is. They tearing down the whole exterior walls, going up, and then making that like into a master suite. They definitely need to have one. You need to have some structural plans for that, because that's major structural work. And they need to be a licensed structural engineer. You need a licensed architect for that, and you definitely need a licensed contractor who has that type of experience. And request at least 3 referrals that you can technically go to the city as the permit's been pulled and passed on those addresses, and go from there. I would definitely suggest that contractor be licensed, again, bonded and insured. The type of bond I'm gonna suggest they have will be a performance bond and a payment bond. So a performance bond, how can I summarize this? Basically, a performance bond guarantees that the contractor will complete the project according to the contract terms and specs, so the scope of work. So whatever y'all agree to in that contract in black and white that the owner signed and the GC signed or whoever you subbing it out to sign, that performance bond covers your ass in case they want to walk off the job. So if they walk off the job, you're gonna file a claim. They gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get some money so you can go ahead and pay somebody else and finish the job. So a lot of big commercial jobs require performance bonds. Commercial construction will require it, depending on the size of the project. Industrial for sure, heavy highway, so forth. Now, a payment bond that protects whoever the GC subs the work to. So if ABC Construction subs the work to Denson Construction and they don't pay me, you can file a payment bond with whoever they bond person is because they got to give you a copy of this, and I think they got to list you as additional insured, I believe, and then you gonna contact them, then they gonna pay out the subs with proof or whatever that they completed their job, whatever suppliers. So if that's who gave me this hoodie? ABC Supply Company. If the contractor owes them, they will pay the supplier off. Any laborers. So if Asia Denson, myself, and Joe Blow Smo Wilson works on this project and they don't get paid, all the laborers will get paid. So that's the subs, the suppliers, and the laborers to ensure that they are paid for their work and material. So that's important. Also, you might want to require a bid bond when you're doing additions and stuff like that, like major structural work. This is just my suggestion, but you can do what you want to do. A bid bond will guarantee that if the contractor wins the bid, that they will enter the contract and complete the project as outlined. So, in other words, I can't accept this job and then all of a sudden be like, "Oh no, I can't do this." When you already done got funded for the project and we already done came to an agreement and signed contracts, I can't back out. So those are some different type of contractor bonds. I will go over more of this stuff in way detail in some upcoming courses I got. But yeah, that's just a little quick suggestion that I personally have if you are going to do investing in Detroit and you're doing major structural work. So that's like tearing off the attic, building it up, turning it into a master suite, or if you finish in the basement. Well, if you finish in the basement, I probably won't require all that. Definitely just be licensed and insured, but I would definitely require to be bonded if I'm doing a major structure like tearing off the roof or whatever in the whole side of the house, basically the top floor, and turning that into a of like a master suite because I noticed people have been doing that in certain neighborhoods. So that's just my suggestion. So that's two things of what not to do when investing in Detroit. The third thing I'm gonna say, uh, do not pay your contractor. If your contractor actually did the job, pay them. Cause you're gonna have people like me who gonna put liens on there, and then we're gonna get the courts involved. And whatever you owed me, you're gonna owe me that probably double now. Because according to the state of Michigan, you can charge interest if you have this in your contract, which I have in mine. And in my upcoming course, I will have a downloadable Word file of my contract for Michigan. Now, if you in other states, you're welcome to use it, but you need to check your state law to see what applies there and what don't. But in Michigan, you can add up to 24.99% interest. So guess how much interest is added onto my shit? 24.99% for the entire calendar year. So that'd be March 21st, 2025 to March 21st, 2026. So if the total is $1,000 that's owed, you're going to add the 24.99% interest to that, along with whatever's in your contract. Like mine is interest is going to be added. Any fees if like a check bounce or something like that. What other fees would I have to eat? The notary fee to notarize the lien, the filing fee, the parking for me to go down there, the postage fee for me to mail it to you, certified mail, return receipt requested. What else got to be on there? Certified mail, return receipt requested, and the tracking number. You know, all that is a part of associated costs. So all that needs to be added into the agreement. What else? That's three things. I'm trying to see what else. I should have wrote this down, but today's been a crazy day. So I apologize. I might do a part two to this. Oh, so what else not to do in invest in Detroit? Do not befriend your tenant. You and your tenant are not friends. I don't care how cool they are. I don't care how y'all get along. Y'all got so much in common. I don't care if who just passed away. You can be remorseful, you could be sympathetic, empathetic, stuff like that. But these tenants ain't your friends. They just not. They can turn on you at a drop of a dime, regardless if you're cool with them or not. These tenants are not your friends. And this, I know this, I ain't gonna say this been happening to men or women more. It's been happening really evenly across the board. But remember, these tenants are not your goddamn friends, y'all. They're not. Because at the end of the day, that black and white is what matters. Whatever reason they late really ain't your problem. Once the tenant is late, you need to enforce your lease. 'Cause the first time you don't, they think they got one and they're gonna try to get over you. Learn from my mistakes early on. Now that's not happening. So that's probably part number 5. I'm gonna say what not to do. Invest in Detroit. Do not enforce your lease. So if your lease say rent due on the 1st, late after the 5th, from the 6th to the 10th, it's $100 late fee, and after the 10th, on the 11th starts the eviction process. You need to follow that because these tenants will try you. So once the 5th come, send that text message or email or put a notice on the door. Hey, just a reminder, about the lease, blah blah blah. Or you ain't even gotta remind them because they signed the damn lease. And if they did not read said lease before they signed it, that's a them problem. And that's why at the bottom of your lease, you need to have them initial at the bottom of every single page. Now I do that on my construction contract, but I think I'm gonna start doing it on my lease. And then certain parts of my lease that got like that clause in there, I don't think they initial by it, but it's highlighted like in all yellow in bold font. So you can't say you didn't see it. The shit bright as hell. So that's gonna be my number 4 thing. Make sure you enforce your lease. So if the rent is late on the 5th, you need to send them a text like, hey, reminder, or you ain't got to. The rent is late. Don't forget to add the fee. Now, if they pay you the rent on the 6th and don't include the late fee, make sure you tell them, hey, you forgot to send the late fee. Don't forget to send it by the 10th. If they don't send that late fee by the 10th or whatever your agreement is, on the 11th, you can still start the eviction process for $100 that they still owe you. I'm that petty because y'all gonna understand what my lease say go, and it will hold up in court. Now, most people gonna still pay it. Like, come on, bro, you gonna evict me for $100? Absolutely. Because if you were staying out here across 8 Mile in one of these very nice apartment buildings or something like that, and them brand new ones like in Royal Oak, they would do the same. And they will also report to your credit, which I am doing going forward as well. I'm gonna start reporting good payments to the credit because that helps you build your credit history. And if you are late, that's going to start going on your credit too. I probably won't start that till next year because I don't know if it's too late since it's like the middle of the year almost, but we'll see. I'll talk to my one of my realtors or something and find out. But I definitely do want to start doing that because that's going to help people. Like if they on hard times and they credit bad or whatever, if they paying their rent on time, I do think it's a cool thing to report the rent, saying that hey, yes, this person is paying on time, blah blah blah. And on the flip side, if they ain't, report that shit too. All right, next thing, what not to do in investing in Detroit. I don't allow for tenants to go to the bank and like put the deposit in my account. No, because we want a record. It's too much tech out here for you to still do that. And I really don't want to come and pick up no rent, especially with all this stuff going on up here with landlord tenant disputes. I ain't doing none of that. So either you're gonna mail me a money order, you're gonna send me, and the money order better be post dated whatever day the rent due. So if rent due on the 1st, it better have a post dated mark. So if it come late, that ain't your problem. That ain't your fault. That's the mail lady fault. I accept that. But if it ain't post dated, you late, bro or sis. What else? Oh, so I take rent. I will take Cash App, but you're gonna add that fee because Cash App gonna charge me. So I'm gonna charge you. I'm just like these gas stations that want to charge you an extra 10 cents for using your credit card. Same thing applies here. So, yep, I will not take rent, accept rent on a credit card because y'all might want to get mad and petty and want to backdate or do a chargeback. You will be homeless over here. Okay, so I'm not accepting credit cards. I don't accept checks. Uh, Maybe certified funds because that's just as good as a money order. but this still Detroit and fraud is real big here, so I might not accept that either. So as of now, I accept Apple Pay, Zelle. I won't even do PayPal because people will dispute that. So yeah, I think I'm just down to cash, Apple Pay, and Zelle. But I won't even take cash technically because that means I got to meet you somewhere. Now we could probably meet at a police station, and if you don't want to meet there, then you don't want to pay your rent via cash, I guess. So yeah, I use Zelle. I use Zelle all day. And I prefer Zelle. I prefer Apple Pay because that gives a record for you and me. So if I was a shady landlord, now you got proof, oh, I did pay my rent. Look at all these Zelle transactions. I also suggest when you pay your rent via Zelle or Apple Pay, that little memo note line, make sure y'all put a note in there and says, whatever your property address is, March 2025 rent. So that way, if you do got a shady landlord, hold you straight. If you do got a shady landlord, you got proof, that you was paying your rent. Come here, Hawk. Probably hot. It's a little warm here. All right, next thing. I'm trying to suggest. Oh, make sure what else not to do. Do not inspect your properties. I try to see mine every quarter, but I technically don't have to physically go do it because I have other people kind of do it for me. So like I have pest control go to all my properties and my clients' properties the few I do manage. We have it on there to where they go every 3 months. That way somebody can see it. And they gotta let me know, do y'all smell weed? Y'all smell smoke? Because that's in my lease. No smoking, automatic eviction. Because smoking gets in the walls, it gets in the floor if you got carpet and the hardwood. And I'm pretty much gonna have to hopefully get hopefully that special paint get it out of there. But depending on how bad the smoke is, you're gonna have to gut that room. And you're gonna forfeit that deposit, sir or ma'am. And that's that. But automatic eviction. So when I send pest control by, they gotta let me know if the house is messed up, if they smell smoke. If you got a plumbing or electrical issue, when I send a sub by, they let me know if the house messed up or whatever too. So that's me still kind of technically doing inspection, but I try to physically go see it minimum once a year, especially when it's time for a lease renewal. So like 2 weeks ago, I went and looked at like 7 or 8 properties, like some of mine and then the rest for clients. Make sure everything was straight, and it was just like a few minor things, but it wasn't enough for me to really be like, I made a note of it and I let the tenant know. But other than that, whatever. What else not to do? Trying to see. Oh, if you do, good one. So if the tenant is behind on rent, right, and y'all getting ready to go to court, and all of a sudden they come up with all the back rent, or just a portion of the rent, don't take it. Because once you take it, that starts the process kind of all over again. And they like, okay, I can just always be late and then just pay this whole all at the last minute and be good to go. You're not about to play with my emotions. So once you're late, we going to court. Now, if you've been a great tenant for years and all of a sudden you stop paying your rent, I'm gonna reach out to you because something wrong. Cause you lost a job, maybe you got hurt, something like that. I got a client right now. I don't know why he ain't put this person out. They is damn near a year behind in rent. They are a great tenant. However, they like a year behind. I would have been put their ass out. That makes no sense. But hey, it ain't my property. I just manage it for them. So I gave my suggestion. I gave them some attorneys to reach out to. What they gonna do is on them. But it's been over a year that this person is still behind. Cause when they do pay a couple months, they still be behind at least 7 or 8. So it's like, bro, what is you doing? Couldn't be me. Would have been put their ass out and raise the rent because they significantly charging very low over there. But I digress. What else not to do? Y'all got any questions on Instagram? Let me see. What about Zelle? Yeah, I said Zelle. Just make sure you put in the note section or memo, whatever it's called, what the address to the property and then the rent date. So if you paid April 1st rent today, it need to say 321 or April 1st 20, like, hold on, phrase, because you only get so many characters. So you could do the property address 1234 Any Lane Street, 4125 rent. something like that. So that way you got a record and they got a record too. Because if they got multiple properties, now they know who coming from what, and screenshot it and send him or her a text or email like, "Hey, I just paid the rent," in case they don't have an alert or they got a whole lot of properties and they need to keep up with it. Oh, thank y'all who bought badges. Appreciate you. What else? What not to do? Oh, if you are going to evict a tenant, you don't have to keep threatening them. Hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to evict you. If you don't pay, I'm going to evict you. That should be common sense. And if it ain't common sense to say a tenant, they about to find out that it ain't that it's common sense. And fat meat ain't greasy, as my mom used to say. So you ain't got to keep threatening them to do nothing. Cause in my mind, I look at it like this, and tenants probably feel like this too. If you if you keep making threats and you ain't gonna follow through, who gonna take you serious? That's with anything. So don't make a threat, just do. Whatever that lease say, follow that. Now, what I don't suggest is that you go over to the house, banging on the door, demanding your rent, going over there all trigger happy. Don't do that because you're gonna get somebody gonna get hurt, and it may be you because you can't go over there with that type of attitude, not expecting a response because people do have a right to still defend themselves. So that's that. Because we had a couple. I think we went over it on our Confessions of a Landlord show. It was a situation here where I think he was a retired police officer, and I don't remember if he unalived the tenant or if he just got injured. But I remember that happened like maybe back in February. So I don't suggest like them. Like it's too much technology out here today for you to still got to go to somebody's house and collect rent. Now, if it's a senior citizen, like a true elder who just ain't about to do all that, maybe. Now, I might have them meet me at the bank unless they disabled or something like that. I might go meet them, but that's it. If you are 65 and below, you just like to get one of them grandkids show you how to use that damn Apple Pay or Zelle and go on by today. All right, question. What's some of your requirements for tenants to rent and credit history? So I personally don't look at credit history because everybody fall on hard times. Everybody done made mistakes with their credit, self included. Like my credit just got back straight, but I use my credit to invest. So I had to wait till some stuff sold, paid it off, paid a couple credit repair people, and now it's back straight. So it all depends. Like I look at it now, and then it depends on what you not paying. Cause I mean I understand it. Shit happens, life happens. I look more at your landlord history, like your eviction history. Like, do you got any? If you got any eviction, I'm straight. Don't even call me. I don't care if it happened 17 years ago. I take that back. If it happened during the '08 crisis, which it might not still be on there because that's so old, maybe because it was a lot going on then. So that's kind of understandable because people's losing their jobs. But other than that, I'm smooth. What other do I look at? I look at, are you a clean person? And then I pray over everything. I pray over every business decision I make. I pray over business relationships. I pray over tenants. Like, Lord, please don't let him or her tear my house up. I pray for a good tenant because they basically are taking care of your property. Because I see a lot of bad landlord situations out here where people really be tearing these houses up, and I'm pressing charges on you because now you, like, I forgot the term, but you can definitely go to jail for tearing somebody's house up to that point to where it's just unrecognizable. You're going to prison tearing my shit up. I called the police. And I'm taking tax returns. It's tax season right now. I'm gonna post that video since it's tax season. I take tax returns. You gonna get a big surprise when you thought you was getting 10 grand, and you're gonna see one of them debitors, Denson Construction Services. Mm-hmm. Um, but other requirement to rent for me, you got to be a clean person. Um, No smoking whatsoever. If I catch any wind of nicotine smoke or any other type of smoke, automatic eviction. I'm straight. I might give you one warning, and then after that, you gotta go, bro or sis. Cause no, or you can go on and stay, and when your lease up, I won't renew it, and you forfeiting that security deposit. You ain't getting that $1,000 or whatever the deposit was back. Cause I gotta use that to fix the room that you was smoking in or house. What other requirement I got? If you are, I prefer Section 8. So that's kind of ain't a requirement, but I definitely prefer it. And I notice a lot of landlords are going to Section 8, which is cool because it used to be a point in time when people did not want Section 8 at all because the people would destroy the property. And that's like when I was a kid or whatever. But now they got a lot of systems in place and rules to where if you tear up a house, you will never get another house in the state. Now I don't know if that transferred to other states. If you move out of state, if they got like one network or software they all communicate on, but that would be cool if they did. But that's what I would do. But I prefer Section 8, but it's cool. What other requirements I got? Gotta have some type of work history, something. And that's it. Like I'm easy. Like, don't think you're gonna get over me because you're not. You think you're gonna play me? I'm a real good winner of games. So, and I put the law into my stuff, so you really don't want to try to take advantage of me because now you about to have a hell of a record. You about to have an eviction. You about to get your check garnished from your job, and you're gonna get your tax return garnished. And it ain't no limitation on garnishment. So they're my requirements. But my number one requirement is don't tear my shit up. I think that should be simple. Make sure you a clean person. I don't want no pets in the house or animals that you did not bring with you. But also there, I do have a no pet clause in there, so no pets either because, especially not my house is going forward because all my property is gutted to the studs and brand new everything. So you ain't about to have a little Fifi in there pissing all of my stuff in the corner. Absolutely not. And if I catch a pet in there, automatic eviction, which is in the lease that you signed. What else? Mm, Trying to think of some more stuff what not to do. I probably this probably be an ongoing one, and then I probably redo it and break it up into like clips or something. Trying to see what else not to do. I'm gonna say don't put garbage disposals in your properties, even though I do because I feel like you should just have one. But I think I'm probably gonna stop putting them in there because, or I'm just gonna have to put a better. I'm probably gonna have to start putting commercial grade ones in there because them little cheap ones from Home Depot ain't worth a damn, and they gonna go out regardless if the tenant putting a bunch of stuff down there and not, and have that on there too in your lease what not to put in the garbage disposal, or at least have a text or email that went to them that says that could that protect them. Because I just had to replace one, but I know she didn't do nothing because I put a cheap one in there. I already know it. It was one of them little $80 boys, and I knew it was gonna go out. So that's that. So I replaced it with the same $80 one because I had a bunch of them in the garage. So I'm not about to go buy nothing that I already got. But going forward, once I use all them up, I'm gonna start putting commercial grade because I got a commercial grade in my own personal home, and it is a difference than them Home Depot ones. I bought it off Wayfair. Home Depot probably do sell better ones. I just ain't seen them. I be buying the one that's cheap, $100 or less. So I'm gonna say definitely don't do that. Uh, don't put them cheap smoke detectors in there. Get the nice kitty boys. Make sure you put a CO2 so I used to do one smoke detector in each room and then one CO2 detector on each floor because that's cold. So it got to be one in the basement and then one on each level. So what I done started doing is just doing the CO2 combos and just put them everywhere. I still put one in the basement, but every smoke detector so is a CO2 combo. It cost me a little more, but it just kind of make more sense because just because it's CO2 rising up, you might not hear the one that's in the hallway, in your room. And I just think it should be. I just started doing them. It cost me more, but whatever. I be trying to work smarter, not harder. What else? Have you made posts on the requirements to rent via Section 8 as a landlord? No, but I can do a video on that. I do a separate video, but so I can go over it quickly. So how I've got my Section 8 tenants, I would just post the property on like Zillow or something. Because once you post it on Zillow, it hits every real estate website, Hotpads, Apartments.com, insert whatever's out here. It hits everything. I also put it on Facebook Marketplace, or sometimes I just post it on the gram, like on my stories. Or people just reach out to me and be like, "Hey, you got anything?" And they'll get it before I even get to post it. Or I got an email list that I'm switching over from Mailchimp to Kokish, I would have started with a C. But anyway, I'm switching to them. So I got an email list, so I send it out to them too. So as far as the requirements, the house got to be, safe, habitable, clean, up to code. So basically they're gonna come in with that little tester and stick it in the plug. If it don't blink green, they gonna fail you. You can't have no peeling paint because peeling paint is automatically lead, interior or exterior. What else? Trying to see. Make sure the grass. Just make sure the property is move in ready when they come. Cause you only get 3 times to pass. So let's say you have a Section 8 inspection today and it fails, you get 2 more times to fix whatever items is on the list they give you. So what I normally do is just go ahead and rehab my house and let them come in and then they tell me what failed or passed. If something do fail, then I just go on and fix it and it pass on the next one. Because I don't want to overdo my rehab either. And they weren't gonna even say nothing about it, if that makes sense. So like my Section 8 inspection, they failed the peeling paint outside on the, like outside, which I kind of was arguing that because it was up in the ceiling, but she was like, "Well, I guess it could fall down." I'm like, "All right, that's fair." And then what else they failed? The handrail. The handrail was there, it just wasn't up yet. So when they come, everything has to be 100% done. So if you're in the process of doing it, some will still pass you if they see you putting the handrail up, even though it's not technically up when they there. Some will pass you, but sometimes you get an a-hole, like I had, and they just went on and failed you. Girl, you see the handrail right here. You see them putting it on. Like, come on, bro. Most people say, all right, we're going to go on the pass. Just send me a picture or a video when you get done, and I'll go and pass you. Cool. Y'all cool, but it's always 1 or 2. But it's cool. You're just doing your job. So the property got to be 100% ready to go when they come. You gotta have something in the windows, either blinds or curtain. I'm going to get them old. Well, they ain't $5 no more. I think the cheap blinds like $10 or $15. Those from Home Depot. I'm putting them in there, and that's that. Because if they damage them, they can go to Home Depot and buy the replacement. Or when it's time to do turnover, that's a quick, easy thing. I did want to put the nice custom blinds over there, but I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm getting these good old Home Depot blinds. Now, if I was to sell some of these houses, like on the retail for a higher end flip, then yeah, I'll pay a blinds company come in there and do the nicer blinds. But I probably wouldn't even do that either. I probably still put them $5 blinds on. When you move here, you do what the hell you want. Because everybody don't like blinds. They might want shades or curtains. What else? Section 8 requirement of the landlord. Oh, you have to get the house inspected by the city and get a certificate of occupancy now, and a certificate of, I forgot what it's called. The one that you got to renew every 3 years. That one. I can't think of the name, but you got to do that. That's all I can think of top of my head. And you got to fill out their application because the tenant gonna give you like they voucher packet, and you got to fill that out and submit that too. You got to submit a copy of a void check if you want direct deposit, or if you want an actual check, they'll mail it to you. What else? I think that's it, y'all. I'm tired. There's been a lot of traveling back and forth. Hope you straight. Make sure my dog all right. He's been busy. But I think that's it, y'all. This is a quick little live. What not to do in investing in Detroit again. Church announcements. Real Estate Friday is back next Friday, the 28th, at Detroit Pizza Bar on 6 Mile. Or the real street name is Matt Nichols for people who are not from here and would like to attend. It's from 7 to 9 ish, and it's sponsored by Denson Construction, JP Morgan Chase. So we need y'all to pack this out so we can do some more partnerships and possible sponsorships with Chase. It's free. It's free food while it lasts. All we ask that you spend at least $10. So that's basically your drink or whatever drink you purchase in a pop or an alcoholic beverage. What else? I think that's it. That's all I got. But the link is in the bio or the description here on YouTube for you to sign up. It is free. And if you don't sign up, just come. But I kind of need y'all to sign up so we can start collecting y'all email address, and I can create a whole little database. So when I start presenting this stuff to the sponsorships, data is king. And I can say like, hey, this is how many people we had attend, blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm trying to do? And that way we can continue to provide free events for y'all. But I think that's it, y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Be safe, Detroit. Deuces.